Okay.
Static radio.
All right. Okay.
Are we ready?
We're ready.
Let's bring the heat, baby.
For episode 13.
Oh, my little pecker fell.
Oh, God. Sarah brought her pecker.
It's a little chickie that my physical therapist gave to me.
Why?
For Easter.
Oh, that was nice.
And to give to the kids. So we're bringing him along. He may become our second base pet. It's a yellow chicken? Duckling.
Chick.
It's a yellow chick.
It's cute.
I love it. Maybe this should be our second base honorary animal.
Our chick for second
We
base.
can have a, mascot.
We do need a mascot. Do you do like full Easter baskets for your kids or no?
I will be. Yeah. You better believe it.
What do you do, like toys or candy or all of
A
it?
little bit of both.
Yeah, my mom like still gives us Easter baskets.
Oh, that's
They're
so
adult ones with like
cute.
contact solution and razors, but
I love it.
I know. So yeah, obviously we are a week behind in recording. So Easter, if you celebrate Easter, is going to be this weekend.
Mm-hmm. So by the time you hear this, it'll be over.
Yeah, true. And also, I know we've said this for 3 episodes, but we are figuring out how to launch our online store for merch. And me and Sarah just did kind of a cringe dance.
Brianna put me through a workout this morning. I was not expecting. She's like, let's do this dance. I mean, she's great. We were both cheerleaders. Let's just put that out there.
Yeah, our cheer coach would be really proud of us. We hit the moves like
I
professionals.
do have a little bit of an upper sweat going on, upper lip sweat.
I know, when we got our steps in for the weekend.
Yeah,
so.
that was my exercise. So that was fun. So hopefully you would have seen the video already. If not, we don't have our shit together and we clearly are not prepared for
I think the video will go regardless, and then we'll just have to figure out the merch, and if we have to do what we did last time, then we will.
Yeah.
So anyways.
Welcome. Hopefully everybody is doing well. We have quite a variety of topics on our list today to discuss. Some breast cancer related and some not.
Yeah, so how did you feel about our last episode was with Molly? Did you find it difficult to talk about hair loss?
No.
I kind of did. When I was listening to it back, it was hard. And I don't really know why, to be honest with you.
Well, I probably do. I mean, I don't want to speak for you, but it probably, drudged up a lot of those feelings and initial, awful memories that you had regarding chemo and cancer and...
Yeah. I also want to say I have a couple of errors that I would like to address from some previous episodes.
Oh, gosh.
Gosh.
I meant to say gosh, but it came out as gush.
Oh, gosh. The first one being that Rocco is very upset with me. He wants everyone to know that he paid for his own meal. When he called it, he was like, "You dirty dog, I paid for that. Don't act like
I was talking mad shit, Rocco, so I'm glad you cleared that up."
So that's number one. Number two, I made a comment because I was just editing our last, the video for our last episode. And I hope that people know when I said this, but maybe they didn't, so I just want to clarify. I made a comment saying, like, I really hate that we are in a space where we're having customized wigs for people. And I meant that in the sense of, like, if you're not choosing to wear a wig. Like, I think there's a lot of women that wear wigs and they're beautiful and they want to, and I, like, embrace that culture, and I just didn't want it to come off like, I hate that anybody's wearing a wig. I think that if you want to do that, that's amazing. I think if you're put in a situation where you have to wear a wig, that is what I was talking about. So hopefully people maybe understood that, but if they didn't, I apologize. I just didn't want it to come off like I was like shitting on wigs in general.
Got it.
So those are,
and if you want to rock the bald look, then you rock it too.
100%. Yes, 100%. I just was more speaking from a place of, we feel like there's a lot of younger women, and Molly felt the same way, to where she had to kind of create a space where women of any age really could come in and feel like they're still kind of looking like themselves.
Yeah, no, I knew what you mean.
I know, but you know
take
me.
It out of context.
You know me.
Yeah.
I just didn't want it to come off like I was being insensitive or just, I don't know.
Yeah. Speaking of out of context, I actually have a really funny story from physical therapy yesterday. So I go to weekly physical therapy. My girl Ellen, you guys obviously know her. We talk about her all the time. And my other physical therapist, Val, love them. They're like my family. They gave us the pecker. So at physical therapy yesterday, so I use this vibrating tool that is supposed to help with lymphedema. So they say vibration helps. So I was sitting there and we were talking about, is my lymphedema better or worse? And words that came out of my mouth was, well, I've been using my vibrator regularly.
When you said I use a vibrating tool, I was like, oh God, where is this going?
It's so like some head spin. I just immediately, and I was like, I meant my vibrating tool for my breast cancer lymphedema.
How do you use what like how do you use it?
So I have two of them. One is like a chiropractic grade high vibration tool that I bought off my massage therapist. And the other one is like a little vibrating peanut just to like loosen up the thicker fluid in my arm. So it does tend to help. If I get clogs, I can like rub them out better after I vibrate it. But I try to always go from your fingers all the way up to your armpit with vibrating. Also jumping up and down, deep breath, shaking it out. So you guys should see my morning routine. It's filled with a lot of vibrations, deep breathing. So I just wanted to clarify my vibrating tool to anybody that no one's listening that was there. But yeah, it is for my lymphedema. So taken out of context though, that sounded really wrong. So I'm just outing myself on air so everyone can get a laugh out of it.
Do you bring that tool, like, do you travel with it?
Oh, girl. Okay, so I don't travel with it, but when I was in the throes of my lymphedema, I went to Disney with my family and we drove, and you better believe, you know how you put on, or I put on the leg lymphedema pump? I have one for my arm. I packed that and I pumped my arm every single night. After we got back from the park, I was exhausted, but my arm was so swollen and so thick and hard because humidity isn't good for lymphedema that I literally did that every single day.
I thought you were gonna say you pumped through every state. Your car ride down.
Oh my gosh! Hey, if we take second base on the road, I might need to because it can trigger lymphedema. So,
well,
enough about that.
No, I meant to tell you. And I tried to schedule an appointment yesterday and I didn't have my wallet and you needed a credit card to reserve the appointment. But my sister went to a scar tissue specialist.
Ooh.
In, I think it's Rocky River, I want to say. And the woman has been doing research for like the past 3 years on breast cancer patients and how to help with scar tissue. And so I want to go to her. She's like a licensed scar tissue specialist.
Yeah.
Did I say that already? She's not like strictly just a massage therapist from my understanding. So I have really bad scar tissue like in my armpit and on my left hand side. So I want to go and see if maybe that can help at all, because my biggest thing with my implants is that the left one sits so high. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's also because of a lot of scar tissue and probably because of like my radiated skin. But I wonder if that'll help at all to like drop my implants. So,
I bet it will.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be painful.
Oh, you think? No, why do you think that?
Because I think she's going to have to probably rub it, right? Like rub it out and loosen up that scar tissue. I've just heard about scar release in the past. And Ellen at one point we were working on mine, and I mean, they're digging fingers into places that haven't been dug into before.
Have you heard any success from it?
Oh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay, well that's good to know.
Because I mean, it's like, yeah, you have to go through the pain, but then that loosens everything up, gets everything to settle in, you're breaking up the scar tissue.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to try it.
Oh, I'm interested. You'll have to report back.
Yeah, I know. Again, another episode of I Try Things So You Don't Have to.
I'm positive about this one. I think it's going to be great.
Okay, well, I'll let you guys know because it's something that, it's not, my scar tissue isn't painful per se, but like I don't have a full range of motion, so if that could help as well.
I thought I had a full range of motion until I went to a workout class yesterday called Work, WERQ, Not Your Mother's Average Workout Class.
Where is this?
Oh my God, it was great. It was at a local gym, the JCC, and it was like great hip hop. I was booty pumping, but there was a lot of arm exercises that I had to quickly raise my arms above my head, and I can get my left arm up there, but it takes a while. Like all these women are already like 3 steps ahead and I'm already just getting my left arm above my head. Yeah. So that, I think I can get the range of motion, just not as quick.
Do you have scar tissue too, or no?
It doesn't bother me as probably much as yours does. I can feel it, but yeah.
Doesn't like impact you.
Correct.
I don't know if I could really do a push-up.
Oh, really?
I mean, I think part of that is also just like weak upper body strength.
On your knees, can you do a push-up?
Oh yeah, on my knees I could, but like a real push-up, no, I don't think that I could. Did I tell you, I don't know if I've already told this story, I might have told it, but when I was probably like a year out from my mastectomy, and I tried to jump up onto like a wall with the back of my hands, and I swear I thought I broke my boobs. The stretch that happened because I hadn't used it, you know, in so long. And that was also another time that I made a house call to my neighbor gynecologist and said,
I love this guy.
Can you please do an assessment on me? And like he always says, I am responsible for the basement, not the attic, so I cannot help you there.
Yeah, well, that's funny you bring that up because on my left side specifically, if I like pick up Ben on that side, or one time it happened when I was driving, and my plastic surgeon said this is normal. I got a horrible cramp, like right under my armpit into my back, and it was like all my muscles were really, really tight at once.
I had that.
And I was like, oh my God, this is killing me.
Yeah.
But it just eventually
and then it goes away.
And then it's normal. They said it just is part of your body, and
I feel like
through and the trauma.
Yeah, it almost feels like kind of a muscle cramp.
Yes.
Yeah, that's exactly. I get them like all across sometimes.
Ow.
And they go away. But the first time it happened, I was like, oh, okay, it's a heart attack.
You know, just jumping down the rabbit hole train. Yeah, I mean, I've had this lingering cough. You guys have heard me bitch about this.
I still have mine. Obviously you still have yours.
Oh my gosh, I sound like a 90-year-old smoker, pack-a-day smoker when I wake up in the morning. All of this phlegm. I'm like, do I need a chest x-ray? Do I need, I need Phil to pound on my back, I think, to loosen up my phlegm.
Pound on your back?
To get that out of my lungs. Clearly it's in my lungs.
Mine is stuck like right in the back
like,
of my
listen to my wheeze. Oh wait, that we gotta cut that out. That doesn't sound anything exciting. So don't listen to my wheeze. But don't listen to that either. But I still have this cough, and it's a real pain in the ass. And it's hard sometimes not to go down the rabbit hole, as we all know. So I tell myself my lungs are fine. It's just a cough.
You got an X-ray, didn't you, last time?
Yes, I'm fine.
Like a couple weeks ago. Yeah, I know. I feel the same way. This is not funny. I thought that I was going blind in my right eye for the past week and a half.
What?
I know.
But you've had retinal detachment before, haven't you?
Yeah, but like, yeah, I have. So I guess maybe warranted, but I just got my eyes checked in like November.
What were your signs and symptoms?
Just bad vision. But not like blurry vision. Just like it kind of felt like maybe my contact was like not a strong enough prescription. Which it is. I ordered new. Oh, is that our coffee?
Our coffee's here.
Come in.
Come on in.
Come on in. Hi. Come in. Thanks. Mom was in last time. You're here. My dad is here.
Hi.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
How are we doing?
Oh,
we're good. How are you? How's Florida?
Without being corny, I've been meaning to say this, okay? Because she knows I can be very corny and wimpy. I can't thank you enough for what you've brought out in her.
Stop.
Okay? It just, I never had your phone number.
Yeah.
Okay? And how cool that you two went this way, but because of tragedy, which always happens, brings you back to a point of growth.
Oh.
And the special bond you two have is so cool.
Yeah.
And I don't care if you don't reach anybody else, but the two of you.
Yeah,
say
for
that
sure.
all the time. We're like, even if we have no listeners, at least it's helping us.
There's nothing better than sharing.
Oh, yeah.
And Brianna, and I don't know if you know my story, but to share, which is so hard to do, especially pain, right, and emotion, is brutal. But to hear you guys laugh, right, and to just go through each other like you do, good for you guys.
Oh.
So enough of the silliness.
I'm honored.
Yeah,
Thank you.
again, through.
Again.
Yeah.
It speaks to me too.
It's the best. Yeah. So to say it was worth what you went through, maybe not that bad, but what you guys have.
I agree.
Right? It's the best. Enjoy.
Love you, Dad.
Yeah,
Love you.
That's so sweet.
Bye.
How are we supposed to move on from that?
I don't know.
Can we get that on there?
Yeah. He wasn't in the video frame, but it's still recording. So.
Oh my gosh. Well, if you're lucky enough to just hear what our coffee delivery man had said to us. I mean, that was just a beautiful thing. Hopefully we can get that on air so you can hear the beauty that just came out of Brianna's dad's mouth.
Oh my god, no, he's such a gem. Well, first of all, he hand-delivered our coffee.
Cheers.
And then he just said really nice. He's always saying nice things.
Yeah.
Guys, and like, not again to beat a dead horse, but this is why I have such a hard time dating, because my dad and the men that he has surrounded me with, like my brother, my family, even his friends, have set the highest bar for me. And like, how do you match Mark and Rose? Truly.
Yeah.
And my dad is not just somebody that's like, he shows up for me like emotionally, like literally, like he just is a really such a, I don't know. He's a rare rose, a rare rose, if you will.
That was beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, 10 out of 10.
So, no one's asking, but if you were wondering why I'm still single, that's pretty much.
Do you want to update us on anything in the dating world? Because I know sometimes the people love to hear.
Well, my cousin, I told everybody I was going to delete Hinge. I haven't. And my cousin, who he's a couple years older than me, he lives in Atlanta, he called me a couple weeks ago and he was like, he's never done online dating at all. And he was like, I need some encouragement. Like, I really don't want to download any dating apps, but like, will you kind of like walk me through it? And I was like, dude, you are asking the wrong person. I am Hinge's #1 hater. So like, I don't know if you think that I'm going to give you any kind of encouragement, but anyways, I talked it through with him. And then like a couple of days later, he texted me and he was like, I cannot believe I paid for this bullshit. And I was like, paid? I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you gotta pay like $20 a month. And I was like, oh my god, you updated to Hinge Premium, which like the Hinge that I have, you don't have to pay for, which is probably why I'm getting trash human beings. But then that almost made me feel a little bit better because I was like, okay, well, even if you pay, it seems like the pool is horrible. Have you ever heard of Raya?
No. I mean, that's a Disney character's name.
Oh, okay.
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Yeah, a little different than that, but it initially started from my understanding, because I am not a celebrity, but it started as like a celebrity dating app, so like celebrities wouldn't have to be in the streets of Hinge. And it's so weird because a lot of my friends in Chicago who are not famous people, I mean, they're lovely people, but not famous, like they don't have a social media following, they don't have blue checks, whatever. A lot of them are on Raya in Chicago. And I've been on their wait list for, I'm not kidding you, Sarah, like 3 or 4 years. And I've had like multiple people refer me and nothing. Like it just says that my application's been in the holding pattern and you have to submit like all your social media information.
Wow.
And I realized that, well, probably for many reasons why I'm not getting accepted. But the reason I'm telling myself is, I'm sure that if they're looking at my social media, they're like, every chance you get, you're screenshotting, you're dating your matches and like ripping them apart. And the whole point of Raya is that like you're not supposed to talk about it, which I'm doing right now. You're not allowed to screenshot anything. It's supposed to be very anonymous. And
this is an underground.
Yeah, it's like the black market of dating apps, and I can't get in probably because I won't shut up about it. And also I'm not famous. But again, like the people
we need to get you on there. If we're gonna get famous for anything, let's get Bri on Raya.
I know, who can I run? Like I got to go up the ladder, but I don't know who to talk to about it. And again, you're not supposed to talk about it, so I feel like I'm not really helping my chances.
What's the #1 rule of Fight Club? Don't talk
about it, and I won't shut up. So, yeah, I kind of feel like that's why, because I have a whole like highlight on my Instagram of me just absolutely dragging people on Hinge, and so I'm sure the Raya applicant reviewers are like, okay, no, for the 3rd time, Brianna LaRose, you were not making the cut. They probably haven't even reviewed my application, but like I said, there's a lot of people that I know that are on it that are like not famous.
Yeah, well, we need to change that. So not to change the subject, because I could talk about this all day, but I do want to give a special shout out to the Dragon Dream Team.
Oh, yes.
I want to talk about them. My mom and I went to a fundraiser this week for this organization. So I want to shed some light on what they are. The Dragon Dream Team is a group of breast cancer survivors in Northeast Ohio. I guess you can be from other places, but you travel up to Northeast Ohio. And they compete in dragon boating. So they can be anywhere, you can be anywhere on your treatment journey, but it is a lot of survivors, and it's a paddling, you know, you're on a big dragon boat and you paddle. And it's great for exercise, for lymphedema, camaraderie, everything. So these women are absolute badasses. I remember I was getting my chemo education, and they, the Dragon Dream team at the local hospital, gifted us, a gift bag with all sorts of goodies in it. And the nurse described them to me as like a group of badass women, and I was like, oh, I need to beat them. I want to join. I was on the team for just a little bit.
Were you the coxman?
I don't know what that is.
I think it's the person in the front that's like,
probably. No, I was just on it for a little bit, and then I got pregnant with Ben. But these women are absolutely amazing. We have a listener, Christina, and she's told me she listens to every episode. So shout out to her.
So
and just thank you. And if you are local and you want to find a group that you can be active with and also have that camaraderie, they are absolutely amazing. The Dragon Dream team.
The Dragon Dream team.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they're Game of Thrones fans.
Yeah, probably some of them. They're just absolute badass women. So.
That's amazing. And did you read or watch Lessons in Chemistry?
I did not.
I feel like you'd like it. Brie Larson stars in it on Apple TV. I read the book. The series seemed to like pretty closely follow the book, and I had just recently read the book, and so I didn't finish the series. But there's like a big aspect of rowing in it, and I think rowing can be, I actually really like rowing, and I don't really love cardio. I have a hard time, obviously, you know that too, because like our hearts are fogged.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy rowing, and I think it's a really good thing to get into, and like you said, it's really good for like all of your...
Well, they will correct you. It is not rowing. It is paddling. There is a difference.
Okay, I'm misspeaking.
You're not allowed to say rowing, but it's
why is it
similar-ish.
Do you know?
Well, paddling is more, I think it's different motions, different
Okay,
experience.
so then maybe paddling doesn't have a coxswain.
No, they have somebody that tells you at the front of the boat what
Maybe
to
that's
do.
not what it's called.
And a steerer.
I mean, you talking about a pecker at the beginning of the episode just has my mind.
We are just, this might get an E unintentionally in my vibrating tool and the pecker and the coxswain. Tune in.
Oh God,
For
speaking
explicit E's.
of E's next to our names, I put a note in here about the conjoined twins that got married.
Oh yeah.
Have you been following this story?
I just saw it this morning.
So, I have so many questions about this because I think that they identify as two different human beings.
Yeah.
I don't know if like legally or in the eyes of the law are they considered two different people? I don't know that. And if so, then like on the marriage certificate, is there only one name? Is there both of their names? If there is both of their names, like is it considered?
Was he allowed to marry both?
I don't know.
Is that why maybe they just put one person's name?
And they were doing their first dance. Did you see this video?
No.
They were like, he was like taking turns kissing.
Oh.
Them.
So maybe he did marry both.
I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but then I was wondering, well, maybe he's not. I don't know, it's really hot, isn't it? Is that why you're taking the lid off?
Yeah.
Our coffees are like piping hot.
Which is how it's supposed to be, so thank you, but it needs to have a breath.
So yeah, if anybody knows or has like maybe some links you can send me on how I could educate myself about the conjoined twins.
Yeah.
I would love to know. It was so interesting to me.
I agree. Good for them. No, I'm honestly no hate whatsoever.
No, oh my gosh,
curious.
no. I feel like I also are conjoined twins like very, very rare, right? Are they? I don't know. Like how many are there in the world?
And how many are actually still conjoined? Some may be born conjoined and
yeah,
then
you're
separated
right.
and have surgeries if they're able.
Yeah, that's a good point. So, anywho, that would be, yeah.
That's interesting. Interesting side note.
I know, I don't know. I was watching it on TikTok and I was like, I'm fascinated by this. And I know that the two conjoined twins that I'm talking about that got married had a TV show.
Yeah.
So I should like go back and watch a TV show.
Yeah.
So that's that.
Yeah. I mean, it's so interesting.
I know. And
I wonder if they feel, like, putting myself in their shoes, do they feel like their life is, like we talk about our breast cancer and suffering and the struggles and how it changed. And do they feel kind of like this was something in their life that was a huge hurdle or obstacle to overcome, or it's just always been how they are? I'm sure they went through something like that, like a hardship or a grief.
Because that's what they've always known, right? So it's like...
Sounds great. I'm happy they met someone.
I know, and...
Or she, or one of them. I don't know. We'll have to get more specifics.
While we were doing our TikTok dance, I got like an alert that somebody... I also want to say that I am not somebody that will just randomly comment on strangers' videos. Like, I'm not out here trolling people. I rarely am like commenting, period. Like, I'm just I don't know, a passive scroller. And I think it was E! News or somebody posted that a famous basketball player, I'm gonna like totally mess up the details of the story, but this little girl, she was in middle school, is battling brain cancer and was getting bullied at school.
Oh.
And I commented in all capital letters, who bullies a girl with brain cancer? I was so livid by this and so triggered by it. And like one of my guy friends liked my comment. Like he saw it like through all the other comments.
Saw your rage.
Oh, I mean, everybody was raging in the comments, but the transition in my mind as to why I thought of this is, speaking of the conjoined twins, they had a TV show and I'm sure had so much, maybe they're just not reading it, but like the one comment that we got on TikTok like sent me into a spiral and I dragged you down with me because people are mean.
Haters are haters. Do we even give it attention and say what they said? Or
no, it's not worth it. And honestly, like, who cares? We have 4 people that follow us on TikTok and one mean person commented. It's not worth it. But
yeah, it did. It was hard. You know, we're trying to do this to help spread awareness and to give people hope or to just drag you down in the pits of hell with us. But just along the ride, we're trying to do this to spread the truth and to be honest about what we're going through. And it is hard when you get a hater that's gonna hate.
Haters gonna hate.
I think we brushed it off. We debriefed with each other, brushed it off, picked
Yeah.
ourselves back up, and hell, we're back here doing TikTok dances for ya.
Back at it again.
Yeah, that's how you show the haters. What's up?
Yeah, so anyways, I wasn't trying to pass judgment on the conjoined twins. I just
Yeah, no,
had questions
absolutely.
about it. Okay. Oh, this is the other thing that I wanted to talk about.
Do tell. I think
Our-
my coffee breathed enough. I'm gonna try again.
Mine's leaking, so I had to put it down. Our notes app for this episode was like all over the place, but
Okay.
I was working down at Sal's Gelato. I'm gonna plug them real quick. I'm there usually Tuesdays or Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from 2 to 4 if you want to come visit me. But I was there and technically this is my cousin's daughter, but she's 16. She's in high school. One of her classmates came down to Sal's and I like put it together that they went to the same high school as my cousin Kate. And I was like, oh, whatever, nice to meet you. And then I texted my cousin Kate. I was like, oh, I just met your friend. And she goes, yeah, he texted me and said, hey, I just met your mom down at Sal's.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! What I said earlier, gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Stop. You would be a total MILF.
I mean, the sad part is that I could, in theory, be her mom because I could have had her at 20 and like that's not crazy at all. But something about it just really like sent me just
spiraling, or
I don't even know if spiraling is the right thing. I just was like, I sent back in all capital letters, your mom, with like a 20 question marks, and he was a foreign exchange student, so I'm hoping maybe his English is just, he got confused.
yeah, I mean that's really confusing, especially if you're a foreign exchange student. Sensory overload, using the correct aunt, mom, titles,
Cousin.
I
I was so upset. I mean, I shouldn't be because who cares, but
No, I get it. It's okay.
I know, but still, it was just like, now I'm gonna have to go back to modern mortality again.
Stop. Once again, can we go one episode without talking? I love them, but I mean, they literally, we're partnering with them. Coming soon. No, I thought we were gonna do an episode with them.
Oh yeah, no, we can do that. I didn't know if they agreed to that. I thought maybe we just made the decision for them.
What, that partnered with us?
Yeah, we're now collaborating with modern. I mean, I'm there literally every 2 weeks, so that's why I keep bringing it up because I'm always there.
Oh, they're awesome.
Yeah,
so another plug for them.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to talk about me.
Yes. I've been talking a lot about myself.
No, not at all. Get out of here. But there was something on the note that I specifically wanted to share with you guys today.
Okay.
Survivor mindset now kind of lifting and more of like a settling in mode. So, I feel like, the cancer journey is so difficult and you're in the acute throes and they talk about after and survivorship. And I feel like that process truly takes years and it is always ongoing. But I just in the last couple months, honestly, just this, January 2024, I have started doing a lot of home renovation, home projects. We're getting our floors done. We're painting. It's like I've almost kind of seen things in a new light. Like I'm not in survival mode. And I I'm fixing things up in my house that I haven't fixed up since before I got diagnosed. And I don't know if I wasn't fixing things up because I didn't know if I was going to make it. But it is really empowering to be doing these home projects and like looking to the future and not feeling as fight or flight mode. So I honestly, some of that is lifting for me. I mean, it took 4 years. My 5 years is next year. And I still obviously have moments that I'm knocked on my ass with grief or triggered. But it's kind of a good feeling to have just like a sense of peace and not always being in that acute, scared, afraid stage and future plans.
I think the future planning part of it is really key because you don't, in the beginning stages of that, you're like, well, we've told this story already, but you specifically said to me when I saw you when you were going through treatment, like, I don't know if this is gonna be my last Christmas. And so like, you don't plan for things in the future. Then when you kind of settle in a little bit, well, I'm not gonna speak for you, but for me, I did a little bit, but I always in the back of my mind had that voice being like, well, let's hope you make it to that, or,
Yes.
you know, you don't want to look forward to it too much, you don't want to get excited, and you have to get to a place, or I want to get to a place is how I should phrase this, where I don't look back on this and be like, man, you were so busy worrying about if you were going to make it that you didn't enjoy it along the way, you know?
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
I completely understand that. That's very relatable.
Yeah. So it's a good feeling. Like I said, my house is in shambles, but it's a great feeling because we're doing things around the house. I got new handles on my bathroom cabinets, and that was like a win for me. I've been staring at these rusty old handles for the last 4 years, and I'm like, why didn't I change them? So I feel like I just have a new, just my eyes are open to new things, and I don't know what's changed that. Honestly, I think starting this podcast with you, and I was thinking about this on the way here.
I know. Making us cry today.
Truly, I think I was trying to think and just a different outlook and a different way of healing, and it feels really good, and I feel like I'm in a good place.
Makes me
here.
emotional. I agree with you so much. I think it is so healthy to like purge how you're feeling and talk through emotions. I think for me, I kind of realized this a couple months ago. I keep cutting my hair, and I think it's because I'm scared.
Oh.
Like, I don't want to, for anyone that doesn't know me or didn't know what I looked like before, I had very long hair, like very long.
How
and
long?
It was honest past my boobs, like
Wow.
middle of my back. I know, I was looking at an old picture of, I forget where it popped up. Let me see if I can find one and we can like throw it up here. But I don't want to, I feel like it'll make it less hard for me to lose it again, which is like not a healthy way of looking at anything. This is like right before, I mean, look how long it is there.
Oh wow, it is long. Absolutely.
So
and I know this is sensitive and you were like thinking about what you were gonna do, so not to put you on blast, but you know, your date, you realized your 5-year clock is coming up.
yeah.
Did you, or have you thought any more about what you wanna do or not do?
Can I tell you, completely unintentionally, in the sense of like I didn't plan this trip because of my anniversary. I kind of realized after the fact. For the cafe, we're taking a tour group to Italy in April, and it is for work. And again, like I recognize that I'm very lucky that I can do these kinds of trips, but we're going for 10 days, and it's going to be really busy. Like I'm very much looking forward to it, but it's going to be a lot of work while we're there, but work that I feel very passionate about. And at the end of it, I have family that lives in Sicily. We decided to tack on, and where our family lives is not very close to anything. Like, you fly into the airport, it's still like a 2.5-hour drive to get to like our hometown. So it's not exactly like a quick in and out trip. And so we were debating if we were gonna do it. But we're looking at, I don't even know if I can give these details, but we're looking at potentially partnering with, something in Sicily for the cafe. I'll just leave it at that. And it just so happens to be close to where our family's from.
Cool.
So I will be spending my 5-year anniversary with my family in Sicily, and literally nothing brings me more joy than seeing them. Me and my cousin were like talking via WhatsApp, and he was like, I can't wait to see you, I'm so excited. And like, he warms my heart so much, because my grandma's not with us anymore, and she was like such an anchor of our family, and so he always talks about her in like the sweetest way, which is so cool. So it just kind of like worked out. And I think to kind of bring it back around to what you were saying, I spent a lot of my life pre-cancer and even like the past 4 years really like getting into the details of making sure that I had everything planned and like thinking of every single scenario. And like there is that saying, when you make plans, God laughs.
Yeah.
And I feel like this past year, because it'll be almost a year in May since I've quit my job and like kind of moved back here, I've really tried to, I know my family's gonna be surprised when I say this, but like let things go and control less.
Yes, good for you.
And I think that you have to get to that place.
Yeah.
To feel like you can really enjoy, because it's so much of what we went through is out of our control.
Yeah, absolutely. And nobody knows when that phone call is going to come in for you, or your phone call moment, or your life-changing diagnosis, or whatever it is. So just knowing that.
Yeah.
And still living life.
I have a question for you too, and this might be controversial. I was thinking about this, and I was talking about it with two of my friends, like last week at dinner. We feel like, and I think there's numbers to support this, there's data to support this, that there's a lot of women under 40 that are getting diagnosed with breast cancer, like it's on the rise. Do you think, and I think maybe both things can be true, do you think that it's on the rise, or is it that our technology is so advanced now that maybe they're catching things so early, and who's to say that it would have impacted us before we die from another way? Does that make sense how I'm asking that question?
Yeah.
I think for me and you, it definitely would have killed us quickly.
Yeah,
if I'm being honest. But for some of these like very early stages, and I'm not saying that like you shouldn't be taking these steps. I just think that there's a little bit of fear, especially around my friend group, where they're like, all of us are like, a lot of girls that we know are getting diagnosed, and it feels scary. And I think if we can break down the data a little bit more, like, do we think that some of these early stage diagnoses?
I think it's on the rise in younger people.
Regardless.
I do. Yeah. I don't have data to support that, but just from being in the breast cancer community, seeing stories, and access to stories too, right? We see it on Instagram, so maybe like knowing more about it, but I do feel like it is on the rise in younger people. I don't know about older people.
No, I feel like it is definitely on the rise. I'm just asking, like, let's say you're stage 0, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're giving you a lumpectomy, mastectomy, whatever they're doing, whatever course of treatment, and you're 39 years old. Do you think that it's possible that that cancer would have never even gotten to a place where it would have taken your life because it was so slow moving? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Is breast cancer slow moving though?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor,
like
so I don't
triple
know.
negative is very aggressive. I feel like regardless, it's in a couple year window that it would advance or metastasize.
You would know. I mean, I don't, I'm not the...
Yeah, like I said, there are other cancers that are out there that are more aggressive, pancreatic, other cancers like that. But I feel like if you leave breast cancer untreated or even undiagnosed, if you're not 80, right, then it'll get you.
Okay.
That's my thought.
No, that's why I wanted to ask you.
I don't
know. No. I feel like you
Pecker.
do know. Oh, Pecker's down. Pecker's up.
We're talking about the chicken.
Don't be gross.
The chickie. Okay, any other things? I did want to say I had a dream about Louise. I had a dream. I was very vivid, and I thought it was one of those dreams that I thought I was awake, and I was like, there's a white frog on my wall. I was like, and in my dream I'm like, Phil, there's a white frog on my wall. I just woke up from my nap and there's a white frog on the wall. Will you come up here and look at it? Like, that was my dream.
Okay, you're not actually calling out to Phil.
Correct.
Okay.
But in my dream I woke up from my nap.
Okay.
And so I was like, damn. And it was like just so vivid. I knew exactly on the wall where it was. And then I actually woke up and I was like, oh, I gotta Google what a white frog means.
Oh, what does it mean? Oh, do I want to know?
No. Okay, so Google. It'll tell you multiple things if you look it up. But general consensus, a white frog on Google is a good omen, and it can just mean new beginnings, success, prosperity coming your way.
I love that for you. That is really
frog,
exciting.
Here we come. So here we go. I'll tell you guys, we'll see. Stick around for my white frog moments.
I kind of love that. I think that's amazing.
And I have 2 speaking engagements coming up.
I'm telling you guys, Sarah's future as a public speaker is on. You might make Raya before I do.
Stop.
I'm just kidding.
Well, I can't be on Raya. I have thought about it for a second.
I'm being funny.
I
feel like you would be on it just to see like who's on there.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm on a dating site. Like, no, on Facebook. Are we dating the same man?
Literally.
We talked about that. Just because I like to see all of the drama unfold in front of my eyes.
It is the purest form of entertainment that maybe I've ever witnessed. And also, like, sometimes I do feel kind of bad.
And good for women for outing these men. It's for safety and...
No man is safe. I don't really want to touch on this, but
yeah.
Are you following the P. Diddy thing? It's disgusting. It's foul. It's vile. And he, like, allegedly up and fled the country, and maybe his kids are in fact guilty, I don't know, but his kids were arrested while they were like raiding the house.
His kids? Are they kids or adults?
No, they're like adults. 30, 35 maybe.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm not following it close enough. I've been in my own bubble listening to Beyonce's country album.
Is it good? I haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, there's a couple songs that are real zingers. That's why I pulled into your driveway bumping. It's 9 a.m. on a Saturday, and we're in full glam for our dance party that Bree put me through. But I was like bumping. I'm like, oh, I better turn it down. I don't want to wake up the neighbors. So if that gives you any indication, and you guys know I love Beyonce.
Pecker is shedding, by the way.
Pecker. I was gonna make a joke, but I'm not gonna do it. I was gonna say something.
Anything else?
Talk about? Anything else? I don't think so. Do you have anything going on this week that's fun or breast cancer related or not?
No, my family celebrates Easter, so we're doing that tomorrow. I actually do want to make that appointment for that scar tissue massage. Yes. And then I leave for my trip in 2 weeks, so I feel like we had the past week at work was nutty, crazy, busy. Also, shout out, we have a pop-up for Cafe Arnone that's opening inside the Akron Courthouse. It'll be open by the time this episode airs. We are doing a really fun solar eclipse party down at Sal's. So
cool.
If you and the kids want to come.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
It's on Monday. We're giving away goggles or whatever, like sunglasses to wear, and then we're gonna do like a fun solar eclipse flavor gelato.
Oh, yummy.
I heard it's gonna be absolute chaos in Northeast Ohio. For that. So
Claire was supposed to have an appointment and I canceled it that day because it was in downtown. Yeah. This week I meet with my surgeon to figure out if I want to do another lymph node transfer.
I'm excited to hear about that.
TBD. It's Claire's birthday. 5 is a vibe. My baby girl's turning 5.
Love that.
We're low-key having a rave in our basement. I'm gonna make somebody be like a bouncer and have to check the kids in. And there's like black lights and strobe lights. I should do bottle service with milk.
You should, and have sparklers.
Milk. You can come to that if you want.
When is it?
We'll talk details.
Okay.
So I have that, and my daughter, she has the best parties, and she's her own animal, right? She has lost 3 teeth. She's bigger than everyone in her class. She looks like she could be 7.
She's pretty much my height.
Her party last year was Grinch themed.
Oh, I love that.
She wanted it.
Also funny because like it's April.
Yeah. So, it's emotional when she turns another year older, especially because when, I was diagnosed, she was 5 months old. So like every year that she gets bigger is like another year out too of me in survivorship. So it's a big deal. We always have a huge party for her. Ben will get big parties too when he gets older.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be good times. Let the good times roll.
White Frog.
White Frog, here we go. Cheers, people. Have a good week. Mwah.
This has been a ride. Thanks for hopping on.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye.